take it for today's session, I will not blame you.
Wolf, do you have your heroic inspiration?
I do believe I actually do. Yes. Yep, I do. Nice.
Still got mine as well. So unless someone wants to spring
I
from
don't
the
think I was
rafters,
here, and I don't remember
I
what happened.
do believe it is Blue Jay. Looks like eyes are on you, my friend.
Eyes are on me.
The peepers are
Um,
peeping, dog.
the peepers are peeping. Is stream up and going, or are they hearing
Stream's
us
up.
just? Okay,
Hello,
cool.
stream.
I say that like I totally also didn't just have the notification on my phone go out either.
Is that what that ding
Um,
was? Okay, I understand now.
no, because I would have a problem if my phone was making sounds because I always
No, no,
have it
no,
on
no, no. My
silence.
my phone dinged.
Oh, um, last week session. I'm actually drawing a blank on how session started last week.
Wasn't it just that everyone
I
was
think it was just more
like
downtime,
assembled at
right?
the bridge?
Or no, was it?
We
Yes,
were
yes, you're
meeting at the
absolutely right.
bridge,
You're
yeah.
absolutely right. Thank you so much. That
I
actually
often
sets
am.
everything back into my brain. Yeah, I mean, last week we started with everyone assembled, Avengers assembled on the bridge. Zara basically went through a rundown on the situation that was at hand, in which basically what was going on was that the Galactic Federation are doing random basically border patrol stops, what it feels like. And so there is obviously a lot of stuff that they will be looking for and be attempting to remove. There has been a code word announced amongst the group that if anything seems like it is going downhill, and we feel like fight is more the response that we have to go through, red weather is our keyword. Amongst the group, everyone was kind of dispersed to find, or I was like, find ways to burn the evidence. But it's basically what was that was entailed. Dahlia is a free-spirited individual who has no fear of government coming in and invading her privacy. What does she have to hide? She's just an artisan.
I'm right with my guild. I pay my dues.
She pays her dues. I'm not. Mad respect on having that. I do believe also Eliora and Ariana were feeling fairly confident that nothing. Sorry, I almost choked. That nothing could fall on them, so there was no need to destroy evidence on their end. Few people, i.e., more the brothers, Booker and Ramiel doing damage control, went not collectively, but went on their own accords to Echo. There was a lot of file burning or file slightly editing or just kind of erasing words. Um, but ultimately, I think that was just the majority of the session was just trying to get rid of quote unquote evidence and being prepared to be boarded by the Federation and whatever they may bring. That was my inspiration, Captain.
Aye,
Earned.
I didn't mean to say inspiration. That was my recap, Captain. My brain just overly got excited, and
No, that was your inspiration. You earned it.
Now what? Oh, what's that for, Dungeon Master?
no, don't worry about it. It's
nothing.
not
Don't worry
important.
about it.
I need you to roll that low all night, God.
Yeah.
I was just getting the low roll out of the way,
That's
actually. So that's
Oh, good, good.
Remember all those nat 20s I was also hitting last week? I also hate to put that energy out there, but Zolaris was also rolling nat 20s, which makes me even more afraid of what might happen.
no, it'll be fine.
Third time's the charm, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Does this thing work?
Music?
Oh no, we have music this session.
If I ever remember,
Oh.
yeah.
Battle music this session.
It's never good.
Doesn't music usually mean boss
Yeah, it's never good.
or a highly intense situation?
It's.
Yeah, like a series of interviews.
I hope it's like
Yeah.
jazzy, like noir,
Yeah,
interrogation sort of.
I don't know what it's gonna
It's
play.
it's gonna be like intense courtroom stuff for Ariana's debate.
It's the Law and Order SVU theme over and over again.
Oh my
On
god.
repeat.
Don't I have something for that? Yes, I do. Okay, cool.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
Okay, yes. So we are back on the Eclipse just before boarding. I'm going to switch the screen real fast. And then yeah, so before we get started, I guess we'll go back to that screen real quick. I will put the map up here of the ship.
Dying.
Is God breaking up for anybody else?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
dying.
you're coming through a bit distorted, Dungeon Master.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right now. Now, why is that? I don't know. I don't know when it wants to work
That
and when
came
it doesn't
through
want to
clear.
work. I don't know. It's only when during sessions where I have to speak a lot, of course.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm going to have everybody do is if there's somewhere specific that you will be residing in the ship, please move there now and explain to me what you're doing.
Oh, you know I'm going to the mess hall. No, I will be remaining in my room, thank you.
Booker,
And
do
what
we
I'm
know-
doing is just
Okay.
preparing an official presentation, much like in anticipation of approaching the Solaran commune. I am just like preparing an official message like, hello, I am the artisan Dahlia. I, through the Artisans Guild, rent space on this escape pod connected with the Eclipse. Blah, blah, blah. If you have inquiries, if you have need of my services, whatever, contact info, Dahlia official stamp, guild certification. I'm just putting that message together. And primping and preening. Anxiously. I will also, as I'm going into my room to put this all together, send a message to the other treasure hunters that if any of them are like uncomfortable with this process, if they need to like crash in my room for a little while, that's okay, as long as there's no kids.
Speaking of kids, Booker will take Ren, and I assume most of the crew, like Zara and stuff, are on the bridge. So he'll kind of have Ren with him on the bridge, kind of just waiting for the process and just trying to keep him calm and maybe like preoccupy him with like asking him about what he's working on and stuff like that.
Fantastic. I am loving Big Brother Booker.
I think Romeo would just honestly be in the crew quarters. Not that he really has anything bad in like his collection of stuff, but he's definitely just kind of like cramming everything either at the footlocker or underneath the bed. He's not a very well organized individual. He just kind of crams and shoves.
Ariana's just eating in the mess hall. She has thrown the bandages away for now. Less questions if they can't see what's underneath the feathers.
You already know, but Val's hiding essentially in the med bay and has been forcefully recruited into helping out our not so good doctor.
Hey, he still has a doctorate. He can't be that bad.
Are we sure he actually has a doctorate,
That's debatable. That's
or have we been
debatable.
told he has a doctorate?
And he can
I
still
haven't
be
seen it hanging
plenty
on the
bad.
wall.
He might be totally lacking in foreign anatomies.
Yeah, you know.
This guy's bunk. I'm done with him.
He hasn't let any of you guys die yet.
Let him
It's
get
kind of
caught.
like when our vets. Exactly.
Is anyone else anywhere specific? And why?
I
Not
think
that I think of.
Eleonora is just in the crew quarters, like on her bed, kind of trying to stay out of the way. Yeah, maybe reading a book.
What's she reading?
Her spell book. Going over spells that she doesn't know 100% yet.
The stuff she's been working on with Aquamarine.
Yeah.
We're almost through cracking Cosmic Shell. Soon we will be able to make magic spacesuits, I promise. We'll crack this soon. I'm working on it. Just need final approval from the Dungeon Master.
Are the rest of the brothers hiding, or are y'all just chilling?
I
Or
just
burning
chilling.
evidence.
Just chilling. In the rec space, just looking out, meditating.
Is that everyone? I believe.
I think so, yeah.
All right. As we arrive closer to their destination here, where you'll kind of. Okay, sorry. I think I'm good. As we arrive closer to our destination here, you guys can kind of see out any of the portholes that you're kind of near. You will see a bunch of it's basically one big giant ship. It kind of very aircraft carrier size, massive. And it basically takes up this massive stretch of space here. It has various lights and things, and there's docking areas. There are a few other ships that have already docked to this giant behemoth. And as you guys approach closer, you'll hear through your comms bracelets from Zara, letting you know that we will be boarded soon. So everyone better know exactly what it is that you're going to or not say. So as the eclipse drifts rather silently, underneath all of the Federation patrol lights that are basically scoping through this void, there are like massive reinforced viewports. There's Federation cruisers that are kind of just like hanging out further in the void. You can kind of see them. Some of them are a lot of them are information. Some of them are actively there's a word for that. On reconnaissance. There we go. That's a word. But you'll notice that one of the lights, I guess it's like a search beam. It kind of just fully swallows up the eclipse, and like, I mean, anybody who's looking out the window now, you might be flashbanged, depending on which way you're looking. And you kind of get the sense that there is a bit of a almost like a direct scan of the ship, generalized. You'll feel like this low thunk as it goes through the whole ship, and then you'll feel another one as these massive magnetic clamps encapsulate the ship on either side. You have been essentially docked here at this time. It's a little quiet aboard the ship as things are kind of settling in, and you guys don't hear anything at first. And then you do hear comms begin to crackle overhead. Unregistered vessel designation Eclipse. You're being boarded under Galactic Federation Trade and Security Code 44C. Power fluctuations, cargo manifests, crew identities, and weapons compliance will be inspected. Failure to cooperate constitutes obstruction of a federal investigation. It cuts for a second and then opens again in the channel overhead. Remain calm. Federation personnel are authorized to use force if threatened. That's where the transmission fully cuts, and there's just silence. By this point, is everyone still remaining where you are?
Yes.
Yeah, cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, Ariana's just kind of chilling.
All right.
Yeah.
Captain
Is
Zara
anyone
will head down to the
expecting
bottom.
these threats to become actualized? Or none of you are expecting a fight that we should be aware of, right?
No. Question mark? I don't think I know.
Carry on then.
All right. Oh?
Our food's here. I just was trying to squirm myself out from underneath the cat.
Roger. All right. As Captain Zara and Ironjaw make their way down to the engineering bay where the hatch door is, you guys from above, you can hear it. Those of you who are a little bit closer would be able to feel it as the door lowers down.
I will be right back.
Wiggle battle around in the background. Midday.
1 second. I'm reorganizing some stuff. This to approach. Okay. Okay, so the white, almost like a sterilizing light, kind of spills through that little, through the hatch door as it begins to open up. And there are... Nope, that's not the right. Damn. 4 officers that emerge first. They kind of arrive, one of them has a data pad, the other one has a android in his hand. Little robot friend. They all are very plain-faced as they enter onto the ship first. Before, they do have weapons on them. I'm gonna make that known. But they do not have them out in any capacity, in any aggressive way or manner. They are holstered at the moment. These guys don't look exactly like they're here for a fight. This to them is just a standard inspection. They do have helmets with visors, and a few. One of them has like a baton. Not in a weapon baton, more like, think more like metal detector baton.
Cheer squad.
They step aboard the ship, and then following behind them is a much older, taller, more worn individual. Kind of tall, got broad shoulders, long dark coat, Federation coat basically over his tactical armor, and his he does in fact have very shiny insignia. He's got like very dark hair. It's all very neatly combed back and bits of gray by his temples, but a very clean shaven face. As they approach on board, they immediately begin taking a generalized assessment of the engineering bay, which to some people might be a good thing, to some people more concerning for other reasons. But it's always kind of a very chaotic, organized mess down here. Because this is like typically where Gizmo spends a lot of his time, and most of you guys don't necessarily come down here for a whole lot, unless to see Dahlia, of course. There's never really a reason why Gizmo feels the need to keep all of his belongings in one place. The maintenance hub is quite literally just where he actually tinkers and works, but along the walls of like the engineering bay has got various discarded cargo and tools and things like that. And before you ask, no, Gizmo definitely did not think that was important to clean up or move. As he stands here and the officers begin to fan out around the engineering bay, you see well, for anyone who would be down here, you would see like a little droid be deployed. He has a little infrared scanner. And the tall, dark gentleman will stand forward and announce himself to Zara. Commander Halvek Cade, Galactic Federation Security Bureau. You will escort us through the vessel. Zara is not going to be the most giving in this situation. She's going to be pretty much about as neutral as possible in this situation to not try to tip off anything. As the drone continues on, it will begin scanning through all of the different rooms down here, starting with the engineering bay, of course. I'm gonna scroll a little bit on my notes. So while being down here, it's almost too quiet as these guys are deployed throughout. They begin taking inventory of everything. Basically, they haven't opened necessarily anything. But the officer with the wand is basically going through and scanning through everything. Kind of taking notes of every single thing that they see that should be noted of. Things like small coolant vapor drifting low along the floor. There's tools everywhere. There's half-finished repairs. There's a few makeshift modifications, but nothing that is technically illegal. But then we see, and of course, the amount of jury rigging that Gizmo has done on a bunch of things that he claims he would fix later. There seems to be the officer with the baton comes across like the engine housing, and there you would hear this loud pulse that radiates outward. So those of you directly upstairs would hear this loud boom sound that comes from the baton. As the officer begins going through the data, running through all of the different things, taking down individual notes, Commander Halvak goes over and investigates himself. And he very calmly just notes out loud that this vessel has undergone significant unauthorized modification. Zara, feeling a little trapped in this situation, chooses not to respond. Because unless he's gonna make a conviction, we're just gonna let them do their thing. And as they proceed, one of the officers begins to approach Zara and Ironjaw and ask, state your purpose of travel. We're merely on the mission. Well, not by any other's account, is for personal gain. And how long has this crew operated together? Well, this is a fairly newer crew. We've only been together for a few months. And has there been any recent contact with any Voidborn Syndicate elements incorporated? This is where Zara will pause for a moment, recalling the events prior to us being on the Quiet Ring, and respond, no, we have not come anywhere near those individuals. For amongst many reasons. I'm sure you understand. Right. Okay. Any Arcani Concord relics or recovered technology aboard here that we should know about? No? That is not a part of our mission. Okay, then why are portions of your engine housing military grade? Well, officer, I'm quite surprised that you have not realized that this used to be a military vehicle. And how did you acquire that? It was old, decommissioned. You can buy anything like that off the bright market, of course. You are aware of that as well, I would assume. The officer jots down a few of the things, but otherwise gives her a very well. And they continue to scan
You're right in
through.
big red letters. Buy a tank on the black market. Just gonna hold on to that one for later.
A few of the officers enter into the maintenance hub to take a look. Everything in here is not exactly... Well, it's not as clean and arranged and organized as anyone kind of would have hopefully anticipated. Yes, a lot of the contraband was hidden, but as far as Gizmo is concerned, that's really all he anticipated on doing, quite literally. He doesn't particularly enjoy having his things be moved about and hidden, per se. He likes his things where they are, so he's not really going to try and put up much of an argument on that. Very appreciative of Ariana being able to help at least with that, in that regard, of getting rid of the contraband items. As Helvac enters, it's a little stuffy in there, as Gizmo's kind of like fidgeting around with a few things on a table back there, kind of keeping half an eye on them. Halvac kind of crouches down near like a grease stain on the floor, and he touches it for a second and looks at his fingers and then casually asks, has anyone besides your crew assessed these maintenance tunnels recently? With Zara being here, not in the room, but at least at the doorway to keep an eye out of both crews that are sweeping the area, she's kind of gonna give a slight no. Our goal has nothing to do with anything near anything specific. We only access the tunnels if needed, mostly for repair. Halvac's face is looking a little... I mean, he's hard to read. He's all business 9 times out of 10. So he is kind of just... He's one of those guys that looks for a reason to start some trouble, basically. And as his men begin to fan out, we've got a few inspecting cargo and the weapons, as well as the other side. Pretty standard stuff going on here as we are moving through. They've got these massive like floodlights, basically, and like flashlights. As they're continuing to mill about, they're opening a few of the crates. Some of the containers are being scanned, and the manifest lists are being cross-checked. And this is where Zara's feeling a little almost like uncomfortable with how invasive they're being now. the officer down here, who is controlling, they carry the wand and they're controlling, they're controlling the drone. And the drone begins to scan a few items here. And they're peering through these items, these crates, things like that. Ammunition crates are being opened. They scan a few medical containers. There's a few fuel cells, personal lockers, things like that. But nothing necessarily to be out of the ordinary. Zara is really hoping that this kind of speeds up here soon so that nobody sees anything. Not really realizing that what is being seen so far by this drone is that it can scan through the walls, the crates, everything. So as they continue, Officer Dane knocks on this door, Dahlia, that would be of your room, as they obviously would notice that the door is closed. Hello?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was muted. Dahlia activates a screen outside the door, and stands there, and asks, "Yes, how may I be of service?"
We're here for inspection.
Of course. May I see your certification? I have mine prepared as well. This is the official dwelling of the Artisans Guild, so I'm sure you will act with propriety.
Yeah, sure. Officer Dane lifts her badge from her from underneath her overcoat and shows it to you. Should just be a routine inspection.
By all means. I will step aside and cue the door to open.
All right. As Officer Dane enters into the room, you notice right away that she makes a good long look around, like full 360 at everything that you may or may not have in here. As a small drone floats in and begins scanning anything that may or may not be in any kind of container.
There's like hundreds of credits worth of furniture and extravagance. But there shouldn't be anything contraband.
Yeah, so she'll continue to mark down any notes that she sees from the drone scan before turning to you and just giving you a nod. My fellow officer will be
Dahlia
back
will...
with a few questions, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Sorry. One of my fellow officers will be back to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Right. Yes, that's... Come back... Just come back here later? Do you know how long?
Not long. Within the next few minutes.
Understood. Very well.
Officer Dane leaves your room and begins to head back out into the engineering bay. And as they continue back here, they begin to scan the area remaining. underneath the stairs here. Up in the weapons and artillery where Nyx is standing at attention. She's not slouching, which is probably like the first time anyone's ever really seen that. She really doesn't give a fuck about most things. But she's still arms folded. She doesn't give a fuck about these guys necessarily, but she's not going to give them a reason to look for anything necessarily. She keeps her station relatively clear, and all things considered, primarily her main weapon that she uses has all been put away, hidden away basically. But as far as the weaponry on the ship, we don't really run into too much contraband situations in that aspect, as any and all weapons that we obtain were, for the most part, legally obtained. For the most part. The officers begin inspecting all the mounted weaponry until hate when you have to like switch the tools. Officer Brask, who is this big burly dude with like he's kind of got like a big mustache. He's a no-nonsense kind of guy. He didn't even come on here with any tools or anything like that. Bro's just got his 2 fists and a gun. But you see, he's kind of got like a hand on the chin, though, as he's kind of inspecting one of the mounted weapons before he says, illegal targeting modifications. Don't suppose you know where you got that. Nyx kind of goes still, just kind of like shrugs it off like it's nothing. Before Officer Brass calls over Commander Cade. Cade enters the room and he takes a look at it before he tries to get himself his own personal view on what it looks like, and to what level and degree that this may or may not be. How illegal is it is really what we're assessing here. He does have like a cybernetic monocle that that kind of goes over his left eye, and he begins checking the heat signatures and recent discharge records, as well as any weapon calibration that was used on it, and when was the most recent time. Fortunately, or unfortunately, it's been a little bit of time since we did have to use the weapons aboard the ship. So he will kind of note that they have been used within the last, I believe it's been a week or so. A week and change. But he doesn't say anything about it. Going back here, the drone begins to scan, and let me make a roll. That's not right.
Love hearing that.
Holy moly. Okay, so the drone scans the space here, this large metal panel that's here behind the stairs, where Ariana had hid a bunch of stuff for gizmo that was contraband. The drone takes its general scan and it initially beeps. But as Officer Dane goes to try to peel or look for a specific place to open the panel, they can't find one. And so they begin to go through the scan once more, and they don't manage to find anything of note. Narrowly escaped that one. That would have had to be some explaining we didn't want to do. As we wrap up down here, one we haven't really heard from is Lieutenant Tate. There's someone who is... They're locked in, basically. He is a much younger of the group, and he is just absolutely noting everything. He doesn't really have a lot to say. He's probably the primary note taker at this point. He's got a data pad with him that he has been marking everything down, basically going through his own little mandated checklist of everything, inspecting every part and piece. This will be about the time, Dahlia, a few moments has passed, where you will hear another knock at your door.
Yes, how may I help?
This is Officer Leto Quinn. I'm here for the questioning.
Might I see your certification? I've mine as well. That rigmarole, allow them in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, feel free to take a seat.
Very well. You kind of like see him look around for a second, like, where's the best place? Okay, I'll just sit here. So, we've noted a few things going on. Do you want to state your name for the record here?
Dahlia.
No surname? Family name?
I'm anonymous. I operate under the name Dahlia. Before that, I had no name in the Star Clans.
You're from the Star Clans. Okay, that's good to know. Did you enjoy your time there? Heard they're very interesting people.
I mostly spent my time there in training, and so my perspective of the people there was mostly in terms of clientele.
Oh, yeah, I guess that would make sense. So, how long have you been here with this group?
It's been, what, like a month and a half?
Yeah, about a month and a half, 2 months.
Dahlia gives a more precise recounting of the days. We departed from the station at this time. We left the bazaar, and I've been tethered to them with this pod ever since.
Huh, okay. So, the bazaar, do you frequent there often?
No. First time I went there was to board the Eclipse.
Oh, understandable. And, what is it that you do aboard this ship, if I may ask?
I'm an artisan. I perform any number of our listed services.
So, your business is pleasure?
That is part of it. I'm also skilled in craft and debate and working on music. but not quite anywhere worthwhile there. I also offer tutoring services and such, but yes, part of it is in sectors where allowed. I perform sexual services in exchange for currency. Yes.
Well, that's not necessarily what I meant, but I understand.
What did you mean by my business's pleasure if not to insinuate sex work?
Just that you're here for a good time, not necessarily, for entertainment. Not exactly that level of entertainment, but I guess that would make sense. Well,
I see.
since you've been aboard here, have you guys come in contact with any kind of Voidborn Syndicate operations or any Arcani Concord contacts by any chance?
What's the Arcani Concord?
They're a rather large organization without here in their interstellar. You haven't heard of them?
I don't think so. If they're some sort of dangerous organization, I feel as though I would know if I'd encountered them, but what is this Concord?
Well, they're not exactly dangerous on the outside, but that's mostly because they don't perform with any kind of outside. They're more like they got a lot of technology that could be very harmful to the people.
I see. And the Voidborn Syndicate, I'm guessing that's some sort of nefarious criminal black market hitman squad thing. They sound very spooky.
Right. Yeah, they're not exactly the happiest of bunches of people. They kind of inhabit many areas of the space within our galaxy here. You haven't come in contact with any of them?
I'm pleased to report that I've not.
All right. He marks down things periodically as this questioning has gone through. And for almost a slight second, you'll hear him ask, almost like he didn't really think it was worth asking, but he'll ask it anyways. We noticed that a few of your weapons on board have been fired recently. You seen combat recently?
Oh, we spar frequently, and we also had a run-in with a strange robot that had gone haywire at some point. I myself had a round of fisticuffs with a gunslinging bird who you might encounter later. So, yes, I'd be unsurprised if you found weapons that had recently been made of use.
Right, so no privateers, no raiders, no Federation assets.
None that I've encountered, but I've not traveled everywhere that the Eclipse has. I know that they have some sort of treasure hunting spectacle and reputation and big swashbuckling vibe, but I often prefer my monitors here where I can conduct business.
Well, very well. Officer Coin stands. and he takes one good look around the room before he exits and kind of leaves you with the thank you for answering my questions. You have a good nice day, okay?
You as well.
He kind of awkwardly just kind of ships his way out of the pod and begins to rejoin all of the fellow officers and commander out in the maintenance hub.
Once he leaves, I'll snap my fingers and the door will slide shut.
Very cool. Commander Cade kind of just stands there, still not 100% sure he is okay with everything that he has seen so far. Not necessarily that he looks nervous to see the rest of the place, but more like in anticipation, waiting for something. So with that, Zara and Ironjaw will lead them to the next floor. Zoom out. I wish it would just let me left click to move, like to switch between the screen and the people.
Yeah, what can you do?
All right, here's where all the fun people are.
Do you think I could ask them for a sparring match? Would that be crazy?
Do it. No balls.
I think you should go for it.
Only one way to find
Absolutely.
out.
Go
I think
ham.
I think they're only allowed to be on the ship for a certain amount of time, and if they have to spend that time wiping their fucking jaws off the floor after you whip their asses, then everybody wins. Do it. Fight them. Fight them. Fight them. Do it.
It's just a sparring match. We're not
Oh,
fighting.
Do it. Spar with them. Hard.
Does space have mutual combat laws? Do you guys have mutual combat laws?
Like to what aspect?
The Federation? Are you asking?
I'm asking you guys personally, and yes, the Federation.
Well, okay, so Pellegrino 2 was a bunch of private islands owned by a bunch of people who would police their shit independently. So sometimes you could just show up on an island and be blasted to death on sight, or accidentally stumble onto an island full of like were-raptors and be torn to pieces. And so sometimes it would be a nice city, but if an adventurer came to town or you got in the way of some kind of big crime thing, you might just end up obliterated. But there wasn't like combat sports or anything. And what about the Federation? What happens if we accidentally pummel them too hard? We gonna get in trouble?
Probably.
Can you consent
think
to an
it
ass beating under
definitely-
Federation law?
I think it definitely depends on the situation. Outside
Kind of a
of
quick consent form.
rule, like if it's off the clock sparring, off duty, I don't think that they necessarily would care. On duty.
They are quite on duty right now.
Yeah, on duty, if you were to
The
try
most on
to
duty.
initiate something of that nature, it might not be sparring that happens. Keep in mind that they have a massive aircraft carrier sized ship held onto yours currently.
Don't let that stop you.
Let that stop you.
So
Sorry, I
there's
mean-
not an easy way to just like, if things went sideways for whatever reason, it's going to be very difficult to squirm your way out of this situation.
For sure.
So I'm asking for mutual combat.
While
Keep
they're
in mind,
working?
an aircraft carrier is
Yeah.
only like
Did you know that in Texas
an
you can
extra
do
half size
to
over us. Like it's about 300 meters and we're 200 meters. It's not that big. We could take them.
By space rules, not exactly. It's like we have a nice sized ship for us tiny human sized individuals.
We're gonna strap Ariana to the outside with the biggest, most magical gun, and she's gonna shoot our enemies out of space.
I was like,
I
the
can't
ship
breathe.
that's out there is a fucking massive wall.
Yeah, and she's gonna shoot it out of space with her magic gun.
I believe in her ability to withstand and do that.
I can't breathe in space. I have
I
You
know,
lungs.
don't
no,
have to
never
breathe.
say
You have
never.
to shoot.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to inhale this chicken nugget.
Once you finish inhaling the chicken nugget, we're eager to see what the Federation investigates next. Keep it up, O Dungeon Master.
Well, joining up here into a generalized rec space that we use, where we've got a nice lovely couch and a few free weights and our good old giant hanging punching bag that gets much use out of a few of you, more so than others.
Bag with a knife in it.
That is true. We didn't remove that at all. Or...
Nah.
Did I not?
No, of course you did. It was a heavy bag in the first place. I was joking. We don't
Okay.
leave knives in our punching bags. We have to punch them.
I was gonna say, I was like, no one's been using the speed bag then if there's an active knife through it. Which I'm not telling you guys you have to. Hey, no one wants to take it out, it's gonna be there. But coming on to this deck here, most of the officers around the commander begin to almost kind of lower their guard slightly. At the sight of things looking very refreshingly human and lived in as they walk past Nox.
What? I am human born.
Ignored.
I guess you missed the part of human and lived in.
I am human.
There's
primitive.
something living in there.
He's a Gundam, I tell you. There's a tiny 4-inch tall alien.
I'm
Commander
human
K takes a good look around everything while Officer Brask and Quinn are inside the mess currently going through a bunch of the cabinets of things, of the mugs, the various handful of cards. There's some, small little personal items you guys may have left behind or around. Nothing too important. A few half-finished meals in the fridge. Small.
Ariana, who's just eating and staring.
Yeah,
at
I was gonna say. I was like, as Ariana is sitting at the table actively, just continuing to eat their food. Officer Quinn comes to you, Ariana, and asks you if you've got a second for a few questions.
Don't see why not. Not like I'm going anywhere.
Great. He pulls out a pad and begins to scribble a few things in it for himself and says, "Your name, please, for the record."
Ariana.
All right. Any surname or family name?
Well, family name doesn't matter as much anymore, but it's well, was, kind of still is, Frostwing, but
He kind of messily jots it down real quick as he kind of like. There's a little bit of a puzzled, questioning look on his face for a second before he
I'm just
asks
gonna read
you.
him off the file case of my of the open file of my parents' murder.
Oh, well, that explains why that name sounds familiar. I'm sorry that happened to you.
You learn to live with it the best you can.
So, how long have you been aboard the ship with everyone?
I mean, I found my way to the bazaar and got on here around the same time as Dahlia, so yeah, month and a well, month and some days, couple months, few months, somewhere in that range.
Okay, very well. And what is it that you provide aboard this crew here?
Primarily security, but
Okay.
can't really say secondarily. It's just mostly security.
Right. Are you well acquainted with any of the others aboard the ship?
Define well acquainted.
Well, how well do you know the other individuals? Did you come aboard with them? Did you know them previous? Do you have any history with them?
Met pretty much all of them the same day I boarded the ship.
Understood. What is the nature of your guys' voyage here, if you don't mind me asking?
Outside of whatever Zari is taking us on, I'm not really sure. I joined because I needed credits.
Just a job for you then.
I mean, didn't really have anything left, so.
Have you had any recent contact with, any run-ins of any kind? Any raiders or necessary needs of any kind of infraction?
No, I mean, not really, none that I can recall. Leave that to your mind and judgment there on that one, but none that ring any bells.
And do you personally have any kind of ties to any kind of affiliation, organization that we have here?
I left home, and this is where I went. So I not really much time there for that.
Very well. Do you know anything about any of the Arcani Concord relics that may be floating around out here?
Not even in the slightest.
Right.
I'm a one-winged owlin who left home after her parents were murdered.
Has there been any breaks in that case by any chance? Like, you know, any kind of information that might have been shared?
You would be the guys that could tell me.
Well, I guess that's
Last
true.
I heard, there was a inspector that came out there, and then I don't know what came of that.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I get any information on that case, you can bet that I'll be the one that lets you know.
That would be appreciated.
All right then. Very well. Thank you for your time.
Yep, good luck.
Officer Quinn heads over toward the galley to go check out whatever it is you guys may or may not have back there. I mean, we have found different foods and things like that amongst readily available and offered to us by different entities, places that we've stopped. As Officer Brass goes through the weapons and storage down there, Lieutenant Tate, you guys, those of you who are in the crew quarters will hear a knock at the door as Officer Dane takes their drone through the officer quarters with Ironjaw.
Ramiel will kind of look towards Eliora and Booker, but like more back to Eliora, like, okay, come on, you're the nice one. Go answer the door.
You're the nice one, it's crazy.
Oh,
Okay. And then I guess I'll go answer the door.
You answer the door, and there's a young lad there, clean cut, looking sharp as ever. My name is Lieutenant Tate.
Hello, hello. I can tell you're the nice one.
If only. I'm here to inspect your crew quarters.
You mean if only? You get to make that decision. That can be what happens. You can make that voice right now.
If only it was me making that decision. Oh man. Okay, hold on. Tate enters in and begins to look around at everybody and everything that is in the room. Has anyone gone through any kind of process of, decorating their bunks or anything like that? Aside from Ramiel, of course, your drapes.
Hey, he has string lights in there too. Come on, give the man a little bit of credit.
Laura's also
when it-
decorated her bunk.
Very nice.
Booker's bunk is not decorated. It's just a mess.
He proceeds to follow you, Eliora, to your bunk and takes a look at it and just asks, "Is this all yours?"
Yes, it is.
Huh. You got a lot of stuff here. any of this from anywhere specific?
A lot of it is just little trinkets that I've acquired throughout my life travels.
Huh. So you travel a lot.
I used to. I was kind of forced to while I was younger. Couldn't really stay in one place.
Okay. He proceeds to walk down the hall slightly to every of the bunks here. And you'll kind of see him casually lift up the trunks that are there and take a look inside. That's crazy. And as he does, he kind of makes note of just the generalized things in there. There's a few, you guys have a few clothes and things like that packed away, but nothing too crazy on the surface anyways. Unless some of you guys hid some stuff in there.
All my drugs.
You'll see him kind of like pick up one of the vials and like rattles it around. It's like there's some teeth in there. He follows down toward you, Ramiel, and kind of gives you this. You guys stand about eye to eye, and it kind of gives you like a very head to toe look. And who are you?
If you're going, if you wanted to, a photo lasts longer.
Name, please.
Romeo.
And where are you from, Ramiel?
Not really from anywhere. But if you need residence, the bazaar.
You frequent the bazaar for what reason exactly? If you don't mind me asking.
For living there? Because it was cheap.
Even with all those thugs and criminals that live there, you thought that that would be the safest place for you?
Not the safest, but the cheapest.
Why did you take the job here with this crew, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, since I'm not like other people that live in the bazaar, I had to make money somehow, yes? So this is that way. Per Aaron's request, if you need to no.
Aaron. You know him personally.
He might be the only person in the bazaar that I know.
How do you two know each other?
I mean, he is a landlord. Sort of need to pay him to live.
Everything that you have said thus far has been aggressively written down and taken down on Lieutenant Tate's data pad. He kind of shifts through a few different things there on the screen before he asks you, and what is it that you do aboard the ship, Romeo?
I offer divination and intuitive guidance.
Interesting. He turns to Eliora and asks, Miss, what was your name, by the way?
Oh, Eliora.
And what is it that you provide aboard the ship?
I'm a healer. I just help in case anyone's injured.
And what kind of medicine do you take part in?
Mostly, I know some spells that help heal, but also, like, natural remedies as well.
Where did you learn some of that herbal magic?
A long time ago from my grandmother.
Where did you say you were from again?
I didn't, but I'm from the Emerald Vale.
Okay. Very well. He kind of takes another look at you, Ramiel, before the door behind opens up from the galley and Officer Quinn enters. A much friendlier face. He brightens up to the sight of everyone inside before he realizes that Booker, you're standing there in the corner. And he turns. Oh. Didn't see you there. What's your name?
Booker.
You, been aboard the ship long?
No, just about the same as everyone else on here, besides the officers. About a month and a half.
Did you, join it for anything particular?
Just looking for work.
Okay, and, who might that be? And he points to Ren.
Booker will make sure he is kind of just a little bit sort of in front of Ren. And he'll say, oh, this is, Ren.
You, bring kids aboard the ship regularly, or?
No, he's trying to find somewhere better to live, so we're just kind of giving him a ride until we find a good place.
Right. You'll see him take note of Ren's clothing before start looking over toward the lieutenant. He doesn't say anything, just kind of like mental noting that. He jots down a few things before asking you. So, any kind of mishaps or anything kind of going on since you guys have all been aboard? He's just kind of addressing the room now.
Booker's looking at Ramiel mostly and Eliora, trying to see what they say.
Ramiel is going to shake his head no. and kind of shrug. No, nothing abnormal. I would say it's been a fairly normal journey.
Huh. Pretty dull then out here in space for you guys. I guess that's not always a bad thing.
That's the best thing.
Everyone finds their ways of entertaining here.
He'll look over to you, Booker, specifically, and he'll kind of just mention y'all carry a lot of weapons, more than most. Just thought I would ask.
That was here before I got here. You'll have to ask the captain about that.
Yeah, you guys don't really seem like pirates.
No, we're not pirates.
Kind of takes note of that as well. Have you guys docked anywhere recently?
By a tank on the dark web writes, "Not pirates." It's all coming together. You're figuring this mystery out.
Recently, what was that crystal place we landed at?
Probably just a typical refueling port. I can't say I remember, but yeah, some crystal line.
I'm not good with names. Again, you probably want to ask the captain.
There are so many planets. Whoever really has time to remember the names?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Much less go to them.
So you guys have been out here for over a month and you have only refueled once?
Oh, we've refueled. Shit, there was another spot. Again, I'm terrible with names.
I tend not to leave the ship.
Mm-hmm. Right. He jots down a few more notes than what you guys have mentioned, and kind of goes through
DM.
everything on his checklist. Yes.
Is there any way that I could try to read his notes?
You could try. Let me see.
Via perception.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a -1. Let's see.
You got this.
That's a 7.
Looking from the underside of the data pad, everything is backwards, and it's a little hard to comprehend.
You had to make it about my height, huh?
Just thinking about perspective.
Yeah, that's fair.
Lieutenant Sate kind of, well, as he gave Ramiel a good sidelong glance, going over a few things. He pulls from his pocket a bioscanner and proceeds to scan.
Hold on. Remiel would like to take a step, I don't know, in whatever direction that is not scan. I'm sorry, don't you usually have to ask permission before you do something like that?
You're not exactly a known life form in our galaxy. I was just checking to see if you were in the database.
Well, can't you just ask him what he is, and then he can just tell you?
Remiel's gonna glare at him.
Sure. What are you?
This may be hard to believe, but I honestly don't know.
No.
I can't.
Insight check. Fuck, I'm not there.
I wanted you to lie so bad.
Right. And so it would seem out of place for me to scan you.
It feels a bit intrusive.
If you were within our database, wouldn't you want to know?
Yeah, there's more fun in not knowing. You've learned new things about yourself every day.
Well, this isn't exactly for a DNA test for your ancestry. This is for your inspection. We have to catalog everything, including all of you.
You didn't scan that one. And he points over at Eliora.
He doesn't even look back toward Eliora and just goes, "Really?"
Yeah. Really? How are you sure that everyone is the race you're perceiving them to be? You're kind of just making an assumption here.
"Excuse me, miss." And Neo turned toward you, Eliora. "Are you or are you not halfling from the Emerald Vale?"
I am.
So, and he turns back to Remiel. "Am I to believe that majority of the people amongst the Emerald Vale, from what it once was, that were halflings, that individual back there is not a halfling?"
There are shapeshifters, and she could be lying to you. You are just making an assumption that she looks like a halfling and saying she is from the Emerald Vale.
And I'm to
That's where she
presume
is.
that under that circumstance, I'm to presume that you are lying. That you do in fact know who you are, or what you are.
I mean, I can give you a random race if you want me to. I honestly could try to come up with 100 things, but I don't know the answer on that one. I will be honest.
You're making this a lot more complicated than it needs to be.
Fine, fine. And he will submit himself to the bioscan.
He stands back and scans your form. For a second, he goes through and checks the records on his data pad before turning and exiting. At the door, he's
Dang,
all.
can't even tell me.
At the door, he meets Officer Dane, who steps aside and allows him to exit before entering. You would see the floating drone enter in first as the drone begins scanning through everything. Lieutenant Tate heads out toward the wreck space to meet Commander Halvek Cade and Captain Zara as they are speaking with one another. Commander, we've seen quite a few things already. We only have a few questions for the captain. Before he asks any questions, he'll kind of look toward you, Noct, and just kind of ask, I'm sorry, who are you?
Me?
Yes.
Me robot. Me robot. I'm a real boy, mama. Yeah. Just an average warforged.
And what is it that you do here exactly?
I'm some of the muscle. Lifting heavy things, putting things where they're supposed to go.
Any military affiliations, past or present?
Yeah, a long time ago.
With whom?
With whom?
Yes.
With whom? Yeah, that is a good question. God. I don't know if I ever read something in my lore for that. Oh, I think about it, I should have wrote something down for that. It was so long ago, I can't remember.
Your model that you seem to be quite out of date.
Oh, well, that's a very rude thing to say. I can keep up with the younger generation. I'm hip. I'm cool.
Lieutenant Tate starts to circle you and kind of very slowly, very taking in all of your design here, as well as the few design flaws. Well, not necessarily flaws, but just more aged parts and pieces. How have you managed to stay in working order this long?
Oil and calisthenics.
Bruh.
Right.
I also eat all my greens, so make sure you eat.
Funny robot over here.
Just picturing if Aaron was there, him smacking him.
I don't think I am.
No, that'd be funny as fuck though.
Mm-hmm. Have you been with this crew for long?
About average, I'd say.
Are you aware that the chassis that you wear is of Concord tech?
You're peeking at my chassis?
Answer the question.
Concord Tech. I don't think don't think that's right. You might want to check again.
This tech hasn't been seen in quite a while. Do you have any recent contact with them?
Can't say that I do.
They haven't set out any kind of reclamation or any kind of possible deterrence in your direction?
No. I am out of date, you know. Email doesn't fly too well.
Right. Commander Cade has his hands folded behind him as he's kind of watching this encounter. And he always just kind of looks like a hard ass. But he kind of, his interest is a little piqued at that. Yeah, I've seen this, your build before. Not in person, but I've gone through it quite a bit. Lieutenant Tate, kind of goes through his data pad to look for specific files that he has saved. You may be the only person that we found that's still running. Have you undergone any genetic modification towards your physical being?
No.
I guess rather mechanical modification.
I've never had anything genetically done. Can't say that.
Has anyone that you've encountered thus far outside the ship given you any kind of reason to be pursued?
No. We're a pretty good group of people.
Mm-hmm.
Very fine, upstanding citizens.
I don't know that I would go that far.
Oh yeah, you met the sassy one, huh?
Sure. Lieutenant Tate takes Commander Cade away to basically step aside to have a conversation amidst many other things. As Officer Dane proceeds through, she is all clinical. She doesn't exactly exchange any kind of glances toward anyone. But her drone continues to scan through everyone's trunks. What did I do with my things? As well as any personal belongings. Does anybody have anything within their trunks at the end of the bunks?
No, I keep everything on me.
Booker has nothing.
I mean, Ramiel's got like a bunch of fucking trinkets and shit like that, but nothing like it looks pretty much like a bunch of garbage, TBH.
2 pounds of space cocaine.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Forgot about that. Got to flush that down the toilet.
Leora just has trinkets and clothes and stuff.
I'm pretty sure for the brothers, the only one that have anything is maybe Aaron and some clothes in a trunk.
Nox Pillow does have a bunch of socks.
Oh
in
my
it.
god, that's right. Fucking
my
rat, dude.
I don't want to say that there's a weird guy in the ship.
The kid is sleeping there now, man. You gotta fucking.
Kind of like as you say that, Officer Dane looks up and just kind of goes, so, and looks beside you, Ramiel, at the ground from underneath your cloak. He's underneath, but he's like peeking out, and it's like little Lucifer. And she goes, who owns the ferret?
Owns is a loose
no one does.
term.
And no one uses the ferret for any smuggling reasons?
No.
He's a fairy. He can't put anything up his butt.
You're out of the room! Get out of this!
Damn. What kind of weirdo uses a ferret to smuggle? Everybody knows you use a goat.
We gotta unpack that one later.
That's where the term scapegoat comes from. It's not, but that would be funny.
Does anyone in the
I don't think
room
that's right.
have any cybernetic augmentations that require registration?
No.
No. Nope.
Quinn looks around and kind of looks back at you, Booker, for half a second. You know, you seem familiar. Have we met before?
God, he was in the cult you were in.
No, I don't think so. You know, possibly. I've been around, met a lot of people.
Just got one of those faces.
I do have one of those faces.
Been around a lot of people. You have had run-ins with Federation However, I'm noticing that your file returns with partial redactions.
That doesn't sound right to me.
Is there any
What is
particular
the-
reasoning for that?
I'm not sure. I mean, Booker thinks really hard about whether or not to talk about this, but decides he's going to. Gets his maybe his better judgment. He looks up at the officer and he says, I at one time was picked up by the Federation, yes, but it was a very brief stint and I was released shortly afterward.
Ren immediately looks at you and just kind of like a shock and awe.
Like, bro, you're a criminal too.
The fuck? Who are you people? Quinn jots a few
But
things
I
down.
it wasn't anything really bad, and I did what I did and served my time and was released.
Hey, what's that necklace that you have? Do you mind if I see it?
Booker, gets like his kind of smiley demeanor drops, and he clutches it, and he goes, "This is just a piece of junk."
Huh. It looks familiar too. He scrolls a little bit more through his data pad, kind of listing a few things. There are, from the bottom side, even though it's upside down, I mean, the list is only comprised of short names here, so you can tell that they are, in fact, names he's scrolling through before he stops and scrolls back up a little bit. Do you, what is this? Do you know, Captain Kira Velas?
I might have met that person. Captain? I'm not aware of a captain title.
Oh, so you haven't had any recent affiliation with them?
No.
Yeah, they went through a whole thing. It's quite a big raid on that one, actually. Their previous captain was found deceased.
Really?
But when we encountered them, this Kira was the one who had introduced us as their captain.
Do you know anything about the captain's loss of life? Or when that might have happened?
That part is classified. However, I can tell you that it took place in the last 3 months.
And when you met this Kira person, what was the outcome of that?
Well, for most of them, we took them all in for booking. Turns out there was a bunch of illegal stuff they were doing too. But not really much you can expect else from a syndicate ship. So what was your relationship between yourself and this captain?
Just we had met before, but not much. Didn't really do business or anything like that. I'm sorry, did you find her name because of the necklace I'm wearing?
No, their name is actually amidst the records of those who were obtained during that raid, in particular that incorporates your name. But they are of one of the bigger named individuals now on this list.
He steps forward a little bit more and he says, "So she's locked up currently. This captain person."
Currently,
Where?
well, obviously that part is also classified.
Right. Of course. Any other information you needed from me, or I feel like you've asked everyone a lot of questions in here. There's a whole other level upstairs.
No, that'll be all. As he turns to leave, he kind of just gives everyone a general, "It's good talking to you all," and a small wave.
You too.
Is Officer Dane still in there?
Yeah, she's getting
Oh,
ready
God.
to leave
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Officer Dane's gonna go ahead and look around the room one more time, kind of noting Booker in the corner and just, "Your captain. Do you trust her?" And then looks towards you, Ramiel.
She hasn't crashed the ship yet, so I'd say she's doing a good job.
Booker thinks about Ren, and he looks back at Dane and he says, "Absolutely, I do."
You seem nervous. Looking toward Booker. What exactly is this crew
Nervous?
searching for?
Question DM. Like,
Mhm.
it's known what we're looking for, I thought. Or no, is it a secret?
It's known, but she's also just kind of seeing how you'll answer.
Okay. From my understanding, we're looking for some hypothetical lost treasure. Whether or not that's real, either way, we get paid, so.
Has the captain ever disclosed to you where it actually is that you're headed?
Nebula X, right?
That is the ship, but no one truly knows where it is.
Yeah, we haven't gotten a... I don't believe so, unless I'm forgetting.
Looks toward you, Ramiel.
Well, I can't really read maps. I'm sure that there may be evidence in the direction, but that's outside of my abilities.
Before I go, I just want to ask, is there anyone on this ship that I should be the most concerned about?
No, I wouldn't think so.
I would say if you're looking at us, we all look like a circus, so kind of hard to distinguish which one is the strangest.
Right. Very well. As you were. And she'll turn to leave.
As soon as they leave, Booker like physically just untenses. It just lets out a really deep breath.
Yeah, and Ramiel also kind of like, he tries really hard not to show it, but like even in the way that he was standing the moment that they're out of the room, he definitely relaxes a lot more in his stance.
I think Booker kind of pats Ren on the shoulder, just kind of checking on him, making sure he's good.
How you guys feeling so far?
Stressed.
I'm fine.
Valid. From the med bay, there's a loud bang as Officer Brask loudly yells, "Open up! We're here for inspection." There's a weird pause while Thorn looks over to you, Val, and then looks back at the door. You're gonna have to come back at a different time. We're under quarantine. Bad sickness going around. Still investigating. And then looks back again at you, Val. Don't say anything.
Al just gives like a thumbs up.
From outside the door, you just hear, "Haha, very funny. Open the door now so we can continue our inspection." No, I don't think you understand. This is it's really bad in here. Okay, like really, really bad. It's a contagion that we don't know where it comes from yet. Eyes even bigger over it, over at Val.
Can Val slip through the? Can Val slip into the crew quarters from there? Like, is there a door between the two?
There is a door, yes.
It's a door and they'll probably hear it.
Oh no.
I was like, that would be the only thing.
You can't stealth open a door that's a fucking automatic door.
If you go in, I could have Booker walk in to the med bay.
Where would I hide?
I don't know.
They're gonna find that suspicious. Where the fuck would I hide?
I don't know.
Trunk.
Under the bed. A trunk.
They already went through the trunk.
Yeah,
Val,
they already searched the trunks.
Does Dr. Thorne have any like weird skulls or medical like what do you call those, samples or creepy creatures in jars and shit?
I mean, yeah, but I think ultimately right now, if you looked over at him, you'll see him kind of ripping out a couple of cords from the med pods And he'll kind of just like gesture for you to get in there.
Okay. Val's plan was just going to be a skull on a shelf, but that works. Med pods are over here.
Yep. Over here.
I was like, I'll let. Yeah. And should I like roll a stealth or something to try to get in there quietly, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He pulls a final cord and it closes the hatch on it. He's gonna kind of just like mouth as best he can quietly through the window glass that is just, I'm not gonna be able to get you out of there until gizmos are available, but you'll be safe in there.
There's, if anybody can see him, there's a slight panic there.
I mean, good thing it's
Before he
good for
settles down.
oxygen.
Val doesn't breathe.
It's a good thing too, because I was definitely lying. He just pulled the cables on everything.
Fair
It was a
enough.
gamble he was working on, okay? It was good gamble. Whether you know it or not, he was totally not basically sampling your entire essence since you've been aboard.
Thankfully, that was a 24 on the stealth check, so.
Thorin very awkwardly steps over to the door and presses it open. Really? 2 people? It's not a very big pod. Step aside, sir. We're just here for a quick inspection. He steps aside very warily as Officer Quinn and Officer Brask enter. Brask kind of looks over at Thorn and gives him a very brute, I'm watching you kind of a face. As Officer Quinn steps in, he takes a good general look around the room before turning toward Thorn and asks him, state your name and affiliation for the record. Dr. Kale Thorn. I don't really have an affiliation anymore. Thank you very much. What do you mean by that? Well, I've kind of been tossed out amongst everybody else. So, there's an affiliation, they don't want me a part of it. Is there a reason why you've been amongst so many other affiliations and organizations? No, not really. Just trying to find a place where I belong. And he kind of gives like a really haphazard, nasty looking, like, trying to be friendly smile. Which, Val, if you can see through the little glass there, it's not pleasant.
I'm pretty sure Val is just shrunk down as small as he can in the glass, so not just notice as easily.
You said this place was quarantined. What exactly are you quarantining in here? Like I said, could be something airborne. We're not 100% sure right now. It could be anything. We're keeping an eye out. We've noticed a few different anomalies amongst some of the biological folk here. Then why wouldn't you quarantine them instead of the room? Because as far as I know, whatever it could be something in here. I mean, look around. There's stuff everywhere. Right. Would this be one of them? And Officer Quinn picks up a vial of blood and looks at it for a second, kind of like holding it between his forefinger and thumb before setting it back down and Thorn kind of like rushes over, like, don't, please don't. Stop. I mean, come on. This is a very sterile environment. You can't just touch anything like this. This is all very important work. Right. Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and take a few scans through. I think it would be best to find out exactly where some of the stuff is from. I'm sure you have a catalog, a manifest, if you will. Well, you see, I do, but I don't right now. I can't help but notice that, or if you can't help but notice, a lot of my stuff is not working correctly right now. As he kind of goes over towards you, Val, toward the pod, and tries to press the button on the release for the door, the hatch. It doesn't open, and kind of gives a very depressing hissing sound. And Officer Brass kind of like takes 2 steps forward and is just like, we'll see. We'll see about that. And he tries to pry open the hatch himself with his own bare hands.
Al grabs the inside.
Go ahead and roll me a contested strength with advantage.
Okie doke. It's a 17, but if I fail this, I can use the what is it called? The fighter thingy to add a D10 to it.
Technically that is a fail.
Where's my D10s? D10s.
One breadsticks if you want to.
Alrighty, thank you.
There you go, 22.
Yeah, 22 total.
The hatch remains closed on the pod as Officer Brask steps back and goes, huh. Pretty secure unit for a medbay. Well, I can't exactly have things be wandering out half dead now, can I? I don't like your attitude. Good. People don't laugh at things. Good to know. Federation still sucks. Well, carry on if you must touch everything in here. As Officer Quinn is just kind of like ew and awe at everything that's in there. Is there anything in here that we should be concerned about? Doctor? No, it's just your normal run-of-the-mill stuff. As Officer Quinn looks at a jar full of various liquids of different colors and viscosities. Do you always keep living things here? As there's a jar with a few frogs inside. They're companions. In a jar. Really? Well, I mean, I can't exactly let them just run around the ship, now can I? That would be ridiculous. Not to mention the toxins they secrete are extremely potent. So I would definitely advise you not to open that lid, officer.
Make it. Just a random voice in his head. No. Kitty.
Right. He gently puts the jar of frogs back down. You know, you seem a little overqualified for a vessel like this. Where did you train? trained all over the place. Yeah, like I said, if there's an affiliation or an organization, you can bet my name's in there somewhere. But I've dabbled in a few different areas. Any genetic areas, modifications of any kind? Myself? Well, look at me. I'm hideous. Of course. What kind of mutations have you given yourself? Mutations? Really? What do you think I am? Some kind of superhero? No. I've done only mutations and things like that. Anything that I can keep myself breathing. My work can't really exude past what it was for a very obvious reason. And he kind of gestures to himself. Listen, if there's anything in here that you really need to look at, go ahead and note it. Otherwise, I would kindly ask that you leave. Officer Brask kind of goes through everything once more. Not touching anything necessarily, but very aggressively looking at everything. The labels that may have been scrubbed off, and that he detects any residue from previous labels that were removed. He does also peer into the pod here. The other two pods remain empty. Peering in. He can't see anything, so I was like, I'm pretty sure you rolled a 26 anyways, though, so I don't think that I would be able to see it regardless, but just for fun.
Yeah, I think I got to like a 24, but yeah. I don't know if the 2 changes anything.
No,
but,
it doesn't. Yeah. Technically on a 24, he wouldn't be able to see.
Gotcha.
But he steps back slowly and begins to look for the exit. Kind of turns and gestures toward Quinn. Let's get out of here. So they exit together, following back to the beginning here in the open rec space. Commander Cade looks towards Zara and asks her a few more questions before heading to the bridge. As they head up, he asks Zara, "You were military once." Zara kind of remains neutral, even still, and doesn't respond. It's only a question. You can choose whether or not you want to answer, that's fine. But the ship itself remains unanswered. Just thought we would ask. As they make their way to the bridge, Ironjaw kind of behind everyone. Commander Cade asks Zara specifically, what is it that you are looking for out here? Zara pauses briefly before letting out a little audible sigh and responds, well, for the treasure. You know, such a, one might say, frivolous task. However, one that someone should take the chance of. The commander narrows his eyes kind of at her before they resume their operations here. Everyone kind of splitting off and heading into different directions to observe and inspect the different places. The commander side-eyes Zara as him and Tate head toward the comms room. They knock on the door, and before anyone says anything, Echo opens the door for them, and they enter. Oh. You must be the android aboard the ship. And I'm sorry, I'm not familiar. Who are you? Looking toward Aaron, the commander takes steps forward to speak with you.
Oh no. He just said he'd BRB.
Yeah,
again.
I was like, I think he just said he was going to dip out a second. As he stands aside, Lieutenant Tate makes his way around the room and around the table. Echo's got many things strewn about her desk as always. Various wires and cables and her her various screens to which her data pad has exceeded many of its operations. Ceased many of its operations. Lieutenant Tate takes a look at what is shown, and it's very loose, very general diagnostic stuff that runs throughout the ship's interface. And he looks toward Echo and asks, how often do you receive transmissions here? Only when it is necessary, or it has been received. And how often is that? Not very often. Our systems only seem to receive transmissions from nearby vessels. So you've been mostly out here alone. That's hard to believe considering how big our stars are. Well, I mean, yes, we have logs of previous transmissions if you would like to see. She pulls up on one of the screens and it shows a bunch of the different transmissions that have been received, but a lot of them seem to be a lot of just mosh of it's very much like trucker talk where people just kind of drop things in on each other as they pass by. Nothing very specific, or it's all very generalized information. But as they go through, you kind of see that there's not anything that would really perk an ear. Tate is not easily impressed by this at all. He's very I'm on to you kind of a vibe with Echo here as he kind of asks, bearing the vessel in mind, you know just about every form that this ship inside and out, I would assume. Is that a correct assumption? Only of the inner workings, sir. I do not necessarily dictate how the outer functions. Right, and I would assume it was the little furry guy in the basement, right? Yes, that is Gizmo. He is our chief engineer. He writes down a few things before looking back, kind of noting a few things that he sees that go across a few of the notes. Your ship's signal signature fluctuates irregularly. Are you aware of this? Yes. I haven't denoted exactly what does it, but we have been able to narrow it down to either the crew that is aboard or different signatures aboard from surrounding ships. That's right, your crew. You're one of the officers here, so what is it about this crew that you would find irregular? Well, they come from all walks of life, and there is only so much information that can be gained about each and every one of them, which I'm sure you've vetted very well. Have you not? Of course, it is my duty to also take that into accordance when we were recruiting. You didn't come across anything concerning? Not particularly. Captain Zara doesn't exactly discriminate when recruiting new hires. So you guys will just take anyone then, huh? Interesting. Who installed your comms architecture here? It's far advanced than most ships, small vessels of this size. I did. All of this here runs on an AI signature that I've produced. Speaking of that, your AI routing structure, it's quite unusual. Were you designed to be human-like? Initially, no. I was initially created as a generalized AI. However, my intelligence level had reached a point where I was able to subsequent myself a body. When I was designed initially, I was meant to be aboard the ship as its AI entity. However, I seem to have found that I am more functional and more applicable as a physical being. Where were you created? What language is your base coding derived from? I was created in many different places, initially branched and serviced through a few military bases. Even in the Federation's database, there will be signs and files of my creation. And how did you end up here aboard this ship? This was previously a Federation ship, I'm sure, as you are aware. Therefore, I was assigned to this ship initially. That is all. Right. And he writes all of that down. And you are 100% synthetic? That I am. You could take me apart and you would never find any kind of living trace inside. Duly noted. As Commander Arcade looks toward you, Aaron, he looks and says, I didn't know that there would be anybody else up here. Are you also part of the comms team?
Yes, I am.
In this role, what exactly is it that you assist with?
Well, with whatever, then I point to Echo. Whatever she tells me to do. I guess more of an assistant, if you will. I don't really do anything on my own.
How long have you been here with this crew?
A while? I don't really know an exact time frame, but it's been a while.
And your captain, how long have you known her?
Since I got on the ship.
He kind of stares at you very intensely, kind of trying to denote your facial features, before asking Lieutenant Tate to come over and produce a biological scan.
Oh.
Has anyone aboard ever experienced any memory loss, hallucinations perhaps, or exposure to anything anomalous?
Not that I could recall.
Lieutenant Tate commences the scan, and as he goes through his data pad to retrieve the results, the scan produces no obvious previous description of anything within their database. However, Commander Cade turns towards you once more and asks, "How did you get here amongst this crew, of course?"
Basically, I stole a ship, flew into space, didn't know where I was going, needed credits, and then saw a help poster. Now here I am.
Lieutenant Tate kind of just looks at you sideways like, "You stole a ship?"
Yeah, it was more abandoned, really. It wasn't really steal. I guess steal would have been a bad word, but it was abandoned. Didn't know what I was doing. Pressed a bunch of buttons.
Where did you acquire this ship?
I remember the name of the place. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm trying to remember. It was a place called the Biolume Wastes, if I remember correctly.
It's not exactly the greatest place. How did you find yourself there?
Well, that's a story for another day, ain't it?
Right. Commander Cade kind of looks toward Lieutenant Tate, and they kind of exchange a look at each other, as Tate kind of scurries through a lot of his information here. Echo remains at comms. She's plugged back in, but she has, it's essentially like the one headphone off the ear kind of a thing to listen in.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of looks toward you for a second, Aaron, and just kind of looks to see if you need like assistance in anything. If there's any like questioning or troubled moments here within this time. And Commander Cade kind of asks, "Your biological readings don't align with known records. Have you undergone any genetic modification?"
No. No, I have not.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ezrith.
Hmm. Is this a joke?
Do I look like I'm joking? And then Aaron's face gets a little more serious. As he feels he was disrespected because he thinks he's lying.
He looks over at Tate for half a second before looking back at you, almost leaning forward to like get in your face a little bit. Lieutenant Tate kind of like taps his shoulder for a second, like, "Sir, it's possible." "No. It's impossible. There are nobody from there because that place is unreachable."
Unreachable in what ways?
Unreachable in the way that it might as well be fable. Where are you really from?
I don't know what you want me to say. I just told you.
Then how did you get here?
I just told you. I stole a ship.
Is this some kind of joke to you?
No. I don't particularly believe anything of this is a joke. You asked me a question, I answered.
Commander Cade backs up and straightens himself for a second before giving Tate a look to stay here. At least to take, stay within this room to keep an eye on things as the commander leaves looking for Zara. Ironjaw kind of walks them through the captain's office. There's not really anything to see in here. Brask asks a couple questions on why there's so many varying papers and things like that. Who even uses paper anymore? Those kinds of questions. A lot of it is just kind of dismissed by Ironjaw. He's not really he's a no-nonsense kind of guy. He doesn't believe he likes any of this information. He believes that all of these officers are a crock of shit, and they're all a bunch of trying to think of things that are not TOS conscribing. A-holes. Brask and Ironjaw, I'm just gonna say, they do not get along. They're very much cut of the same cloth in the aspect that Ironjaw is a hardhead and he is down for all things that result in someone getting their head smashed in. Captain Zara had been leading Officer Quinn around the war room as well as answering a few questions that he had for her. Not too much in the war room, of course. We tend to keep this room relatively open and as honest as possible, aside from the massive table that resides in the middle of the room that houses our giant holographic star map. Now, there isn't really much to discuss in here. Primarily what was holding them up was, in fact, the questioning itself. Retreating back to the bridge, Officer Dane has made their way through the weapons pod and into the navigation to find Starfinder, running many a question through what she does and how she does them, to which Officer Dane hated every answer to that. Very much a big roll your eyes kind of a situation amongst these two, between Dane to Starfinder anyways. Starfinder, however, loving every intrusive question that was asked. Dane regretting every single time they asked an intrusive question. The drone scans the room, and Starfinder doesn't exactly have anything to hide necessarily. She's very much out in the open. However, she does probe a few questions about some of the navigation charted amongst some of Starfinder's maps. Through them, Starfinder is very quick to answer honestly and yet very vaguely by derailing whatever it is that is being asked in a way that throws Officer Dane off quite a bit. She is becoming more and more very unsettled by being in the same vicinity with Starfinder more and more as this continues. But everything is duly noted as such. Coming out of the navigation room, needing to take a damn breath, if not for herself, but for Starfinder's sake, it rejoins the rest of the group out on the bridge. One second.
Anybody else hoping whatever weird symbiote shit we had in the med bay is now on their ship? I am.
Oh my god, is there a way we could lure it over there?
Also, is this a bad time to say Val has claustrophobia?
God damn it.
Oh dear.
No, like, imagine though. No, he just doesn't like being trapped in a dark little cell.
Which is essentially what had to happen.
He does like darkness. He just doesn't like total darkness. The bot's gonna put me to sleep, guys. The music is very peaceful.
You're not stressed out of your mind right now?
No. I passed my check. I'm good to go. We fight, we fight. I did what I could. I haven't been looking at the combat portion of my sheet at all this entire time. Just in case, though.
Prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Mm-hmm. On that note, I've used 2 of my second wins up, which is not the best.
Ah, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's okay. I get those back in... Oh, long rest.
Yeah, you've been resting this whole time, right, bud?
You know, I'm stuck in here. I might as fucking well.
Just close your eyes.
Do those even close? They're just holes.
I don't think you really have eyelids,
your
bud.
body.
He's ever seeing.
Ever perceiving.
I don't like that for him.
Always peeping.
So as the officers finish uploading their findings, Cade approaches Zara near the bridge, or on the bridge rather. There aren't any weapons drawn even still. There's no shouting. There's just an eerie cold silence, truthfully. As Cade looks at Zara and says, "You're Your ship is filthy. Your records are incomplete. Half your crew looks like they learned honesty from pirates, and the other half look afraid of their own shadows. And somehow, I still can't prove enough. Why is that? Zara, there's a small smirk in there somewhere. She can't help herself. That just pisses him off even more, which that's always pleasing. He steps closer a little bit to her. Listen carefully, Captain. Whatever you're involved in, it's bigger than smuggling, and I don't think your crew fully understands what they're carrying with them. He kind of looks over toward the door of the comms room, and then back to Zara. If this ship appears on another flagged route, if another colony reports interference, if I catch even a whisper of Concord tech trafficking, I will tear this vessel apart plate by plate. And if you're smart, you'll stay very far away from Federation space. From here on out, the Eclipse will be on an active watch list. We will know where and when you all attempt anything. For your sake, Captain, I should hope that you don't make yourself a bigger target. With that, he comes over to Tate and remarks, "We're good to go. We're clearing out." Tate kind of gives you another glare, Aaron, before he leaves. Just kind of as a, you're lucky this time, bud. And he exits out, and the crew of the Federation disperse off the ship. Of course, being led by none other than Ironjaw, for a good reason. If anything goes sideways, he wants to be the first person to decapitate, for lack of better words, whoever's closest. And we will have Ironjaw step aside. Let the crew exit. Why is it being funky? There we go. As the crew departs, Cade does turn around for half a second just to kind of glance back at Zara and just kind of give her the "I'm watching you" with the fingers. As they exit, and the hatch door seals shut. Ironjaw just kind of looks over toward Zara and it's just kind of, "I think we got lucky this time, Captain. Luck had nothing to do with it. Just another routine inspection is all. I think we'll be just fine." She returns to the bridge and comms to everyone on the ship. "Good work, everyone. We're getting by just fine." Coming over to Echo, well, she'll come to Starfinder first. Starfinder, as soon as we're released from docking, put us back on route. So come over to the comms room where Echo is. Aaron, you would hear this, of course. "Echo, I would like you to perform a search. Make sure they didn't leave anything behind."
Did Lucifer steal any of their fancy pens they had?
I'm gonna. Lucifer was full grasp, not being let go from the pocket.
Probably smart.
That man, the little guy's peeking out, but he is not going anywhere.
We didn't get one of their badges.
Nah, to be honest with you, he probably would have wanted to steal one of their styluses.
Yeah.
With that, though, you guys have
One of their
passed
fingers.
your inspection. Congratulations. No one died. Aaron
Oh.
was almost accosted. Anyways, yeah,
I
there
wanted
would...
it to happen, bro.
Dude, there would be a comm over the to everyone over the ship as Dr. Thornton's just kind of like, Gizmo and company, we're gonna need some help over here in the med bay. May or may not have locked one of the guys in the pod. It was under good pretenses, I promise.
Val's voice reaches to Ramiel of all people because he
Oh,
saw
God.
Ramiel do some cool tech shit. It's like, help.
A mysterious voice pleading for help in the distance. I'm just gonna go watch.
Ramiel will,
Go to the med bay.
Ramiel will hear a sigh.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Lucifer is free once there's no more feds.
No more cops.
No more cops.
While we were in the bazaar, was there any annoying shanties or tunes that we heard?
Oh, of course. All drunk people
Yeah,
sing.
Ramiel's getting that on repeat in their head right now.
Ah, you don't think this man knows how to tune that shit out? He's been living there for years. Nice
Yeah,
try.
this isn't in your ears. This isn't in your ears. This is in your head. There's no
Oh,
tuning it
that's-
out. It's in there.
Sure, bud.
If psychic abilities could be ignored like that, that'd be a special ability of your own.
Sure, bud.
I will say that Ramiel is definitely tuning it out. However, there is a part inside of him that is absolutely just banging from the inside walls in agony.
Yeah. But he's just standing there, smiling, occasionally waving. Arms
Gizmo's
crossed.
gonna pop out from one of the vents and just drop into the med bay.
But don't you know those
that
aren't
that would
safe?
scare me out. That would. He fucking jumps a little.
Gizmo was brave. There was a mysterious blob thing that escaped into the interior of the ship, and Gizmo's going through fucking vents.
I don't think Gizmo fears death, to be
I
honest.
don't think Gizmo fears. Full stop.
Yeah.
He kind of like hobbles on over to the pod and just looks at the wirings all being fucking ripped out and is just like, Thorn, what have you done? All these cables now. This is going to take a minute. Surely.
The pod just rattle.
Oh dear, and then there's someone in here. Oh. Well, we'll get you out in just a moment. And he begins working. This is gonna take a good solid chunk of time. Let's see how long.
How many hours are you gonna make him stuck in this pod?
Can I distract him?
No!
Yeah.
That's so fucked.
I'll say after a certain point, Val is gonna start carving his way out of the pod.
Damn.
Actually,
Ramiel would-
hold on. No. He pings Aaron to come over.
Yeah.
I heard a
What
ping.
color are these wires?
You have the
Yes.
same spell that can touch electronics and make them open. Get over here.
I could rip it off.
No,
Aaron's
we're
gonna-
trying
Like
not
that
to
blue one
damage
is
the
the other
healing
blue one,
pods that
yes?
the fleshies need.
Damn, you ain't
Aaron's
gotta
gonna
talk
go
about
help
him like
'cause he
that.
got pinged.
But yeah, you have the jolt cantrip, so that one, you can target a machine within range and temporarily turn it on, allowing it to function as if it were whelmed by a spirit or permanently enchanted. So you can pop the lid once you get over here. It won't fix the machine, but it'll at least let Val out of the machine.
Please, Val does not want to be in machine no more.
I'll say also, as soon as the feds left, Booker, like, fast-paced walked out of the crew quarters, up the stairs, and to the comms room. So if Aaron's running out, he's running past Booker.
Yes, I would be.
That's not ominous at all.
Moving your token.
Be like, hello. Where are you
Hello?
going?
Just to the comms room. Where are you going?
I think one of my brothers is in trouble, so I'm gonna go see what's up with that.
In, like, serious trouble, or...?
I don't know. Didn't seem urgent, but either way, I still want to go see what is happening.
Well, let me know if you need any help.
Gotcha. Will do. And then Aaron would just run off.
I really like our commitment to the puppeteering bit.
And yeah, it's the cantrip you have, what's it? Jolt. Yeah. Which thankfully is just verbal and somatic.
Who are you talking to?
You might want to tell Gizmo to remove his hands from the device for a second.
Oh, I'm already there?
I moved your token.
Oh, I see.
You're slow. No, fucking with you.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna tell Thorn he might want to remove his hands so he doesn't get electrocuted.
Gizmo's just gonna kind of scurry backwards.
And then I'm gonna cast Jolt to try to get him out. Do I roll for it, or do I just say I'm gonna do it?
I think it's just to say you do it, and for
Okay.
18 seconds the device listens to you. Which
The
should
door
be enough time
releases. Mm-hmm. That's plenty of time for Val to get out of the pod.
Which
It's just no.
he is very quick to do so. Like, the pod is opening and he's already climbing out. Like, nope. Didn't like that. If he could glare at Ramiel, he would.
Ramiel's smiling and just kind of doing the little finger wave.
You're very much on Val's shit list. For multiple reasons now.
Damn.
I don't want to hear it. If it wasn't for me, your brother would be dead.
Val's still glaring. He definitely remembers the words of basically saying, "Go roast yourself alive in a certain pod on another now destroyed planet." So
That's because I'm a man of my own privacy and I don't like people intruding. Especially people that tend to be a little bit ungrateful. So
Val flips Ramiel off.
do you even have fingers?
He can conjure one. You'll know. His form bends to his will.
Yeah, not a fleshling.
The shadows are
What you
mocking
rolling
you.
over there?
Oh,
It's for Lucifer, you silly goose.
Oh, okay, my bad, my bad.
He stole something
Ariana's
from Ariana.
Ariana's shit's been stolen. Jesus. I don't think there's noticing that for Ariana.
Have we been like released yet? Are we still technically docked?
Yeah, you guys would be released by now.
Okay, okay.
Literally
Just making
can't even
sure.
perceive that. Oh no.
Yeah,
Ariana
Booker.
might be able to notice the stealth. That's about it.
Booker, when he comes in the comms, he'll go up to Echo and he'll say, "Hey, are you busy at the moment?"
I'm currently scanning the ship for anything that the Federation may have left behind. Is there something I can assist you with, Booker?
I was wondering if you could look up that name that we found before.
Ah, yes, I can. It may take me a few moments. Is that all right?
That's perfectly fine. And he'll, if there's like a chair or something, he'll kind of sit down and watch very closely as Echo starts looking through.
Yeah, there's like a little chair in the corner that you can sit in.
All right. Is there anybody else aboard the ship doing anything specific?
Nope.
Nothing I can think of.
Val is staying in the largest room right now. Is that it?
For what purpose? Does he look like visibly disquieted?
I don't think anything shows visibly. He's just enjoying a larger space currently.
Understood.
Is he laying on the floor? Is he having floor time?
No, there's no there's no hyperventilating. He definitely looks a little more lost in thought, I guess, maybe.
Well, sometimes floor time is just good for the soul, you know. You don't need it necessarily if you're panicking.
Unless he's seen somebody else do floor time before, he doesn't understand.
Booker's definitely done floor time, I feel.
Okay. He might be imitating it in a rec space somewhere then.
As the ship begins to depart, a Starfinder announces that we will be now
Heading out back on our preordained route. If no one else has anything else that they would like to immediately resume to, then this will be where we end tonight's session then. There's still a lot of good stuff for us to head into. Congratulations, you guys didn't get accosted by any means for now.
Thank Christ.
But yeah, that's pretty much all we've got for tonight. Hopefully no one is suffering too poorly. There's some distraught amongst a couple of you.
I got scanned against my will and then also not informed of my scan
Dude,
results.
yeah.
I would
Bro,
just like to say.
them walking out without
Bruh.
even fucking telling you was hilarious.
You couldn't even try to read their faces or their reactions or none of that shit. Walked
Nope.
right out of there.
There's no telling what they
That's
found.
Oh, that's how I make it bigger. I see.
Sorry.
You're right, Nebula.
Me when I'm discovering my body.
Okay.
All right.
That's what you get, bitch.
God is good.
God is cursed me.
What the?
My head hurts.
Well, it's a good thing session is ending, so you can go to sleep.
My head hurts.
Fill up on liquids first.
Yes, I will drink a beer.
Okay.
Oh, this motherfucker, bro.
Well, I don't think that's what he meant.
What do they say? Drown a cold, starve a plague, or whatever.
Huh?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I really don't want to talk about plague things as another one is starting to sweep the world right now. So
Oh my god, I know.
Which one are we on? This
yes,
past year?
Hanta virus or whatever it's called right now.
yep.
I think we're on like 13. Oh, hold on. No.
I was like, this year or like the last like 5 years?
Last 5 years, it's more than 13.
Oh yeah. Wow, you timed that perfect with the music then, huh?
Yep. Bro, that music was I had to turn
We killed a
it
wolf.
down. I was actually
You
starting to
lost
fall
one.
asleep. It's I was like, huh. Is it nap time?
Well, all right,
In your dark
everybody.
hugging chamber?
Hugging chamber. I don't know if
Okey-dokey.
that's what I would call it.
It's the good night room.
A good night room.
Good session. I enjoyed it.
E.
Everyone say good night, stream.
Good
Good
night.
night,